So y'all remember that snake I had in my garden? Well, thanks to the help of my daughter, the resident veterinarian, and my son, we were able to get it out. When I went out to check this morning, his body had a small piece of bird netting wrapped around it, but I had to run errands. So I came back and now his whole body, including his head, was stuck in there. So we had to cut him out. And first my daughter tried from one side, but she couldn't get it. So as I'm holding the snake,
Bro is trying to be free and we're trying to help.
I was able to.
God! Whoa, I don't know the road that big.
After we got him free, my daughter, who is the one who's brave enough to do it, started to go to town, cutting off all the netting. I had to sit there and hold his head to make sure he didn't get free. There were some parts wrapped so tightly around his body, it took a minute to get all this done. I think it took us probably about 15 minutes to get him totally free. But there was still like a small piece on his head, but you'll see that later. But she was going in trying to get this snake free. I didn't want him to die, especially in my garden, so I wanted to get him free because he is a beneficial critter. So after getting all the netting off of him, I had to take him to another side of the property. I didn't want to put him back in the same spot because first of all, I didn't want him to come back right away and be mad that we was trying to free him, because he was getting a little irritated and everything while we were doing it. As she was getting closer to his head, he was really, really irritated, but he kind of calmed down once he realized he was getting free. So I took him to the other side of the property, and I was trying to get him to go, but he still had a small piece of netting on his head. So I was like, no, we have to get that off. So I had to wrangle him back up so she can go in with the smaller nippers and try to get that last little piece off his head. And after we got that, we released him again. He sat there and stared at us for a minute like he had an attitude. Then he finally slithered away, and we went back in the house. Done.